Preseason week 2 was so much better than preseason week 1, and let me tell you, preseason week 1 was already pretty solid, at least in my opinion. The coffee bit's back, baby. What's good, y'all? Welcome back to the Titans Rundown. I am your host, Micah McCamey, and today we're talking about what happened in preseason week 2. And if I have enough time at the end, I barely did last week, I will talk about what to look out for in preseason week 3, the finale of the preseason, if you will. So, let's get right on into it, starting off with the infamous section of my episodes where I don't even talk about the Titans. I just talk about something that's going on in my life, or it's something that's going on around football. This is a 2 to 3 minute section, so if you are not interested in hearing about some of the stuff that I'm going through right now, so you can skip over this. And I understand why you would, because this time it's about my personal life. So, I know that I have a lot more energy than usual, which was something I honestly was not expecting to have going into this episode. Because, you see, my brother most recently moved out to go to college, and I've really missed him, honestly. And, I'm just trying to learn how to cope with it, And I have had people give me advice that has been very helpful. I have sought out advice to try and, make sure that I don't feel too lonely around the house. And he's probably watching this right now. And I love you, man. I love you. And, I did actually ask for some advice from some of my friends. One of my friends gave me some of the worst advice I could have received. Another one gave me some of the best advice I could have received. So, two completely different sides. I won't say, which, I won't say what the information was for either of them, because I would just want to keep that private. But anyway, so yeah, I'm really gonna miss him, and Eli, if you're watching this, I hope that you're having a great time in college right now. I'm pretty sure that you are, but who knows? Anyway, so uh, now I'm gonna just talk about something that's going on in the NFL right now. Oh yeah, I just want to talk about the Vikings, the guys that we played against last night, because I'm recording this on a Sunday. This is the day after, so yeah. I don't know what's going on with their QB situation. At least after Kirk Cousins, if Kirk Cousins is out for a few weeks, I'm not too sure if I would want to count on either of those dudes, honestly. Especially that rookie QB, he just did not look comfortable. I mean, he showed some potential on that last drive, but apart from that, he did not do anything that made me think, "Oh yeah, this guy could be good." At least with Malik and Levis, I've seen some things where it's okay, maybe he will end up being okay, and he may end up being the future for both sides. But this dude, I think his name is Jared Hall, did not play well. Oh yeah, also, I wanted to clarify. I know that I said something a few episodes ago. I may have the card up here, whatever direction it is, if I can find it. But there was just one episode where I said that Will Levis was not a good person. I just want to say, I know nothing about these guys' personal lives, and maybe it was a little bit too harsh for me to say that. And I'll say this, though. I just heard rumors. That's all. But we'll see if those rumors are true or not in the next few years. Anyway, let's move on with the actual events of today's episode. The reason that y'all were here today. Also, if you have made it this far and you have, and you listened to stuff about my personal life and about the Vikings, thank you for listening. But if you were one of the ones that skipped, we're getting right on into this episode. Also, before I start, this whole podcasting and YouTubing thing is a lot more of a grind than I expected it to be. So I'd really appreciate if you enjoy my content to hit the subscribe button, or even if you're on an Apple Podcast, rate give me like a 5-star or something. That would be really appreciated. And if you like this episode, like it and tell me what your favorite part about it was. And if you dislike it, that's okay. You can, and if you want to, you can go down to the comment section and give me some constructive criticism. Maybe don't tear apart my whole identity like, this is why, this is why no one likes you and you're a garbage human being. Like, maybe not do that, but like, give me like something that I can improve on, and I will try to improve on that. But anyway, oof, man, that section lasted a little longer than I expected to. Okay, sorry for that. Let's get on to this episode. Okay, so the Titans started out the gate hot, and they got a 4th down stop immediately. That was a very good thing. And I was really happy whenever that did end up happening. And then we got to the next possession, which was an immediate 3 and out for the offense. I will say this, though. Malik did have a nice throw under pressure. Yeah, we'll talk about Malik later on in this episode, but yeah, it was a good throw though. I'll give him that. And we're just gonna have to see. And let's just go ahead and move on with this episode. Willis. Again, Willis threw under pressure. He had a very nice throw, and he didn't try to immediately scramble whenever he saw that dude blitzing. He went to the check down, which is a big improvement that he has made to his game. I will give him that. Also, I love Teair Tart. He played last night, and he played amazingly. I know that it's second stringers, but I don't care. He trucked right through those dudes like no one else, man. Like, he was always getting pressure on the QB, and he was the reason that our defense was stable for those first few possessions. Okay, so also, we gotta get the elephant. We got to get the elephant out of the room. Chig, what's going on, man? Like, what's happening? You've been watching too much preseason week 1 of Josh Weil. Like, come on now. He dropped two passes that could have very easily been caught. He did redeem himself later on in this game, and I'll touch on that a little later. So anyway, also there was this one really questionable thing where I think that it was a run play, and I could have swore that center absolutely held the crap out of this one dude who was, he got past him, but like he had his he had him beat, but the offensive lineman had his arm around him. I mean, like, if you saw the play, you probably know what I'm talking about, but I was really upset that was holding. But then the next play, we got a big old tackle for loss. So I guess that's why they didn't call holding, because they knew that was going to happen. But anyway, also the refs made it up later on with, like, I think it was a holding and illegal hands to the face on the offense. So, no harm, no foul. It's all fine. The officiating crew was not too awful last night, so I am completely okay with this. Anyway, so, oh yeah, Kearis Jackson had a couple of kick returns last night, and I haven't gotten an update on his injury that he sustained during his last kick return, but from what I could tell, he had some pretty decent kick returns, man. Like, he looked solid. And he's probably one of the better return men that we have that isn't going to be playing another position. I'm looking at you, Tajay. We'll get to him later. Anyway, so, oh yeah. Yeah, okay, so now we get to talk about him right now. Tyjae Spears is that dude. He is absolutely phenomenal. Like, I don't understand how he slid to the 3rd round. Like, I get that there were some running back prospects that were probably better and less risky than him, but he lit it up last night. Had a nice 30-yard run for a touchdown, was breaking tackles, outrunning other people. Like, it was a very glorious thing to watch. And so here was the first criticism that I had of Malik's game last night. Uh, he missed a couple of targets that were pretty open. Like, I remember there was just one thing where he scrambled out of the pocket. Chris Moore had his dude beat, and I get it was a sidearm throw. Like, he was throwing on the run, but, like, he completely overthrew him. It was out of bounds. Like, yeah, I don't know what was going on there. But anyway, um, but then there was also this pass that I wrote down in my notes. Dude, like, Nick Westbrook-Akine, you know that I'm not the biggest Nick Westbrook-Akine supporter. I mean, I don't know what he's like off the field. He's probably a solid guy, and he can have some very good plays for us. Like, he's the reason that we won the Broncos game last year, and he can be solid. And I say this because he was wide open. I mean, he was wide open, y'all. Like, it was a beautiful thing. And you know what Malik does? He throws it with not that much pressure in his face. He throws it up to him, and it hits the dirt before it could even get to him. I am not making that up. It was a horrible, horrible throw. And we're just gonna have to see what happened. And I'm very curious what Braves had to say about that throw, or even Tim Kelly. Tim Kelly must have been really mad about that. Speaking of which, Tim Kelly still looks like a very solid offensive coordinator. Like, there was just one really risky run that he made with Tajay. No, not Tajay, with Malik at the end of the game, where it could have very easily just gone absolutely horrible. But they faked a run and let him keep it, and they got a first down, and that ended up letting us take a kneel to win the game. Anyway, so also, um, man, the secondary still doesn't feel like it is like it doesn't feel like that the depth of our secondary is that amazing. Like, apart from a couple of standouts, like that dude that I mentioned last week, his last name started with a G. I think it was like Gannon or something. But, after he kind of stood out last week, I didn't see that much from any of the other dudes this week. And I didn't even see that much from that dude this week. Like, it was not it just wasn't feeling that great. Like, they were probably the reason that we let up 10 points in the first half, and that we also, no, I think it was it 9 or was it 10? I think it was 9. No, wait, it was 10. Anyway, but you know, I just I feel like that I'm scared that if one of the secondary players gets hurt, that we could be in some serious trouble. But anyway, moving on from that topic. Also, there was a very near interception in the red zone. Like, it looked like you remember the David Long interception from last year against the Commanders? They were at like R10. It was third down. They had a chance to win the game, and David Long Jr. just swoops in and saves the day. That's basically what this play was, and he dropped it. And I wish that he would have picked it off, but it was fine. We only ended up holding them to a field goal. Anyway, but the defense did hold up. Like I said, they only let a field goal. They only let a field goal happen even after they let like their tight end go for like a 40-yard run. Also, what's up with us letting tight ends make huge plays? Like, it happened last week against the Bears, and it happened this week a few times actually against the Vikings. Weird stuff. But anyway, uh, oh yeah. Oh, there was also this absolutely phenomenal play by Malik that happened. Like, he gets the snap. It was not the best snap in the world. He acts like that he's handing it off to Taj. He acts like that he's handing it off to one of the running backs. I can't remember if it was Chestnut or Tajay. But anyway, he fakes a handoff. The ball pops out, and he recovers it, and he breaks like 3 tackles. Now, granted, he probably should have thrown it away, but like, it was a very impressive moment, and I gotta give Malik, I got to give him props for that, because that was one of the best plays I've ever seen him make in the two-tone blue. I just had to mention that. But anyway, also, uh, we probably, again, with another big tight end play, we had this. He ran this short route. It was short of the first down by like 2 yards. And instead of, making it making a tackle or anything, there was a dude right on top of this tight end. He goes for the tackle, but this tight end just completely breaks it off and is able to get them into field goal range. That was not good at all. But anyway, um, you know, we also got to talk about, hopefully our defense can actually stop team. Hopefully our defense can actually stop teams in other places, which they started to get a little bit better about that later on in the game. But like it felt like that every time. Like we couldn't stop them anywhere else, but we were able to stop them in the red zone pretty well. It's just I just found that kind of funny. But anyway, oh yeah, oh gosh, we forced. I can't remember. I think it was. No, wait, that was a different play. Um, oh yeah, we had this weird thing happen. No, wait, we forced a punt deep in their territory. It was a very good opportunity for Malik to, drive the guys down the field, and show why he should be the future of the franchise. I know that's just one drive, and one drive doesn't mean that you are the future of the franchise, but like you get what I'm saying. We were at the 50, and he throws this disgusting, awful interception. Like it was horrible. Like that linebacker was so obviously in coverage, it wasn't even funny. Like, man, I don't know what was going on there, but yeah, it should have never been a pick, and it is kind of disappointing, that happened. And I hope that, Tim Kelly wasn't too mad that he didn't see that dude. But anyway, oh yeah, also, this dude, I think his name is Malik Murphy. He is let me double check. I think I have his name somewhere else in my notes. Caleb Murphy was his name. Yo, dude had a night. He had 4 tackles and 2 sacks. Like he could be a very like if we like he could be a solid edge rusher. Like I'm not going to say that he is 100% guaranteed to, get like a good amount of sacks this year cuz he's not. That's the truth. But like if we start him, I think that he could be a very solid edge presence for us. Anyway, now moving on from that, yeah, the D stepped up right at the end of the half, and we stopped them outside of the red zone. Hallelujah! And you know, after that happened, we made like one throw, and we let the half go on, and we let it go into halftime. Also, Malik started off this game really badly. He went like 6 of 12 with a pick. And I know that the Malik cult is going to be mad at me for that, but it's just the truth. He did not play good in that first half. He bounced back a little bit in the second half, though. But yeah, so let's talk about the second half. All right, first play, 3-and-out. I was just praising Malik just like 5 seconds ago, but then I just say he had a 3-and-out, which he did, and it wasn't the best thing in the world, but it was fine. But then we also move on to, oh yeah, Jones Jr. had a pretty. This dude Jones Jr. had a pretty nice breakup. Like the dude should have probably caught the ball, but he came in and punched it out, and that was a pretty good moment. And oh yeah, Julius Chestnut also. My dog had a day. Like it was wild. Like he also played great. And I've also got to mention his right. I think it was his right tackle. His name is Justin Murray. Dude was rock solid. Like I think that he should, after what he did last night, I think that he should be getting chances with the first team. But anyway, moving on from that. Um, oof, man. Oh yeah. Also, is it just me or is just Julius Chestnut just really likable? Like, I feel like that he's got to be if his offensive linemen are creating that big of holes for him. Like, for goodness sakes, man. It was kind of wild. Anyway, I remember funny story. We kicked the PAT, And I was just like, oh yeah, we're about to, have this many points. I can't remember what the score was at that point. But, we were like, I was like, oh yeah, we're about to have this many points. We're going to be good, whatever. And I almost jinxed the PAT. It bounced off of the crossbar and went in, which also makes me a little worried for our kicker spot. And I'm still not too sure who I would want in that spot. I would personally rather have Trey Wolff, but I'm not too sure if I am completely comfortable with that. But I have been very vocal on Instagram and Twitter for him. So, anyway, moving on. Next possession that the offense has, they put in a receiver at quarterback. If that doesn't show you what's going on with the quarterback situation right now, they don't have enough faith in Malik, so they were just like, why not put, I think it was Mason Kinsey. Like, why not put Mason Kinsey in there just to see what he's got? He only went in there for like 2 possessions, and then they got like a third down, a gain or something. But anyway, Malik threw a touchdown, and I'll admit, it was a nice touchdown. Like, it was a good, accurate pass, good play by Malik. Anyway, also, we didn't stop them in the red zone on the next play, which kind of shocked me. And that was the last time that they did score. So, also, I felt like that we did really well on third down. Like, we kept on, doing well in dire situations, and I was very grateful for that. And also, Malik, remember that play that I was talking about earlier that Tim Kelly called that was kind of gutsy? Yeah, that was the play, and it sealed the game. We kneeled, and we got the dub. Malik, Caleb Murphy, balled. Both of the running backs, Julius Chestnut. I said this earlier. Julius Chestnut, Tajay Spears, balled. Malik, he didn't do enough to separate himself as the backup QB. I'm sorry, he didn't. Like, it tells you something whenever he only attempted 7 passes in the second half. Like, no, he attempted 10 of 17. That means that he had 7 passes in the second half. No, wait, 5. No. Wait. Man. I can't remember, but I think it was 7 or 6 attempts in that. But anyway, let's see how much time I got. Oof, man, 22 minutes I have been on. But, I'm just going to go over this real quick. Okay, QB2 battle is more alive than it's ever been, especially after Malik's performance. So if Will Levis balls, don't be shocked if the depth chart gets a little mixed up. And also, linebacker 2 thing is over. I think Jack Gibbons may end up actually taking that from Monty Rice, which I kind of hate, but we'll see how that goes. But anyway, still the kicker battle is very well alive. Both kickers have not played that amazing, but we'll see if either of them can rise to the occasion and start doing pretty well. Or we may just need to pick up Brett Maher off of waiver wires. Who knows? But anyway, that's going to do it for me. We talked about preseason week 2 today. This has been a rundown of the Tennessee Titans. I love y'all, and tighten up.